Okay guys, we've been looking at elapsed time. With elapsed time, we are looking at the intervals of what's happening between two time frames, or we're trying to find a start time or an end time to something, an event that's happening. We're going to look at this particular problem, and I'm going to show you how to solve on a number line, and then I'm going to show you one other trick to solving using elapsed time when you have, like this one, a start time. So let's take a look. Let's say Craig began reading at 3:15. Well, we know that's important information, and we're going to use our close reading strategies to underline the word began and 3:15 because we know those are very important to what we're doing here. He read for 45 minutes. We know that's important too because that's the duration of time that he took to read. Our question is, what time did he finish his actual reading? Well, that means, what is our stop time? We don't know what that is. And remember, our stop time is going to be at the end of our number line. Our start time is going to be the beginning of our number line. And in this case, in this problem, 3:15 is our start time. So I'm going to put that time interval, and I'm going to write 3:15. Okay? We know he read for 45 minutes. We also know that on a clock, every number on a clock is in a 5-minute interval. So we're going to take that and we're going to apply that to our number line by doing jumps. And every jump is going to be worth 5 minutes. So I have 3:15. I need to go up how many minutes? 45. So I'm going to count by 5s until I get to 45. This is where my start time, and I'm going to jump 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. There is my new end time. Okay? Let's go back and look. 3:15. I know that each one of these jumps I just made is 5. But what are they on the clock? So let's see. This one's 3:15, so the next one, again, we're looking at the minutes, would be 3:20. Then 3:25, 30, 40, 50. Wait. Whoopsie, I made a mistake. That didn't seem right. 35. Sorry about that. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. There we go. And 60. Okay? But in clock language, we know that 60 minutes is 1 hour, right? And when we move up to a next hour, it becomes o'clock, right? So our o'clock is going to be what? Well, our hour was 3. We've moved up to the next hour, which is 4. So therefore, Craig began reading at 3:15, but he stopped reading at 4 o'clock. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you the trick to doing this as well using addition and subtraction. Or excuse me, just addition, really. You could use subtraction when you're trying to find start times versus end times, but we're doing addition right now. So let's take a look. We knew again that our start time was 3:15, right? We know, make that look like a 5. We know that he read for 45 minutes. So I'm going to put the 45 here with the minutes because these are my minutes and this is my hour. Okay? Minutes, hours. Okay? Kind of like your place value, right? All right. So here I'm going to add my minutes together first. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 and 1 is 2 plus 4 is 6. Ooh, I know that's another hour, isn't it? Down here I have 3, but nothing else, so I just bring down my 3. Now, because this is 60, I know that makes a new hour. So therefore, that 60 brings an hour over. Does that make sense? So now I have 3 hours and 1 hour. Well, that's 4 hours. So therefore, the stop time is 4 o'clock. Okay? All right, let's look at it another way. Let's look at it this way. This time, we're not going to say he read for an hour, 45 minutes. We're going to say he read for an hour and 45 minutes, okay? That's going to change a little bit of our number line, okay? It's going to change it up a little bit. All right. We're still going to have the same start time, 3:15. But our work time, our reading time, is actually an hour and 45 minutes. Well, the best way to do this when you have hours is to jump by hours first. When we're doing minutes, jumping by 5s is a little easier. When we go by hours, we're going to jump by an hour. So our first one is, again, it's an hour and 45 minutes. So we're going to do a jump of an hour, 1 hour. Well, we know that on the clock that if we jump 1 hour from 3:15, then that's exactly going to be 1 more hour up to 4:15, right? So we now have a new time or start time of 4:15 to work from with our minutes. And just like we did before, we're going to do our jumps up to 45 to see where we end up, okay? Again, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And we, again, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm so glad I counted right this time. So I get to my 60, that's my new stop time, right? And again, in clock language, we know that means o'clock. We were at 4 o'clock now, because remember when we started our minutes, we had our new hour of 4:15. We jumped up to a new hour when we hit 60, so our new hour is 5. So our new stop time when he finished reading, if he read for an hour and 45 minutes, is 5 o'clock, okay? Let's look at how to add that one. Let me use a different color so you can see it. So again, my start time, again, this time was 3:15. I go back to my original start time. He read for 1 hour and 45 minutes, okay? Again, very much like your 10s and 1s. I'm going to draw a line down the middle here. These are going to be my hours. These are my minutes, right? Let's add these up. Well, just like before, we know that 15 and 45 equals 60. Sorry, my marker is not showing very well. Let me redo that. 60, okay? Let's leave that alone for a second. Here I have the hours of 3 and 1 is 4. Again, we know that 60 takes me to the next hour, so that means those go away. I give it to here, just like I do when I'm adding, and I make this, and I add the 4 to the 1 to make 5 hours, and therefore, this new stop time is 5 o'clock, just like we did on our number line. Okay? All right. On your quiz, you're going to have some questions to go along with these types of questions and see if you can't work them out. I want you to practice solving on a number line and trying the addition method too. Okay?